can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Kenny. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Nina. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kina. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on a brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. Now I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. Make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena. That's why I gotta watch my demeanor. You know they locking up blacks and Latinos. It's the same old.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 10 of the WAG Show. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. We are here to talk about Friday night's NBA games, college basketball as well, if you guys want to. But I have two NBA props to give out on the show today. We're going to talk a little bit about last night. We're going to pull up some of the premium and free tools over on betcom.com, run through them. We're going to go through some people's props that they posted in our Discord. We're going to talk about those. If you guys have props that you want me to discuss that you're personally betting, you can pull those up, post them in chat, and I will go through those as well. But yeah, we could talk a little bit about last night, and then I'll run through the injuries for today before we get into Friday night slate. So last night could have been a really nice night. Ran kind of bad, I feel like. So number one play for the day for me was Kyrie Irving over 5.5 assists. He went over that number again. The line did get bumped to 6 before lock, though, so hopefully you guys got it in when we did the show yesterday because the line was at 5.5, and he got 6 assists. If you guys got it at 6, then it was a push because he finished with 6 even. Feel like he could have had more than 6, but overall, the over 5.5 did hit. Talon Horton-Tucker screwed us, couldn't shoot the ball. I didn't even end up looking what he finished, but I know at one point in the first half he's 1 for 7 shooting. He is just couldn't shoot the ball last night. So that was unfortunate. And then we had D'Angelo Russell over 25.5 PRAs, and he was going to sail over this number, I'm telling you. He had 9 in the first quarter and then hurt his ankle and never came back in. So, I mean, if you guys don't think he could have got 16 more for the rest of the game when he dropped 9 in the first quarter, I don't know what to tell you. But I think he was going to absolutely crush that number. And it's just unfortunate that he got hurt. So, if he doesn't get hurt and he beats that, we go 2-1, and I think it would have been a pretty nice night. But nothing you can do about injuries, especially in basketball. They're going to happen. We've actually been, prior to the All-Star break, I feel like the last 4 weeks, we've been on the right side of injuries a lot. Like, we have taken guys, and then later on, other guys on their team have gotten ruled out. So, we haven't really dealt with one of our guys getting hurt in a while. So it's just unfortunate. But like I said, I have 2 picks for tonight. We're going to go through some people's picks in Discord. And then if you guys have props that you guys like, post them in chat, and I can talk about those as well. As far as injuries go, since we're just coming back from the All-Star break like yesterday, these guys were just off for 7 days. So there's not as much to go through in terms of injuries, although there's an absolute epidemic. And it's been this way for, 4 to 5 years in the NBA, but it's gotten taken to the extreme. Fred VanVleet, I believe, is out due to personal reasons. So that's one thing. You can't really do anything about that. But the Portland Trailblazers choosing to rest Jeremy Grant and Damian Lillard, I don't know, after they were just off for 8 days. I mean, I know Dame played over the weekend and did like the 3-point and stuff, but when you're choosing to rest these guys when they've just been out for a week, yeah, we're just in a severely bad place in the NBA when it comes to guys not playing. And I know I've seen Charles Barkley talk about this and some other guys recently, but I think that the NBA 100,000% is they're going to go to a lockout when the CBA runs out, because the guys have been getting their way with this for so long that they're not going to want to give it up. And I feel like the owners are at a place where it's really escalated this season, I feel like, because people have just started to notice, like the whole thing when Jimmy Butler missed that game and that kid had traveled there. Like, this happens nightly, but for whatever reason, that moment, because it got caught on camera, went viral. And I think that kind of opened people's eyes. So the owners, I think, are fed up with this, and the players have been getting their way with it. So they're not going to want to change. So I do think it's like a lock that they're going to go to a lockout. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to give what up, but it's going to come to head when this CBA runs out. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because it's as bad as it's ever been, but it's a glaring problem. It's bad when these guys were just off for a week and you need to rest people. I don't understand. It's one thing if you are trying to tank, but I mean, look at people will say, oh, well, they're tanking. Look at the game. The Kings are a good team. The Kings are going to make the playoffs for the first time in a long time this year. The Trailblazers are not good. So, I don't know. It's not like they were playing, a really bad team and they were probably going to win the game. So, I don't know. I don't get it, but it's going to come to a head when the CBA runs out. And I'm honestly not sure what's going to happen. But I do think an NBA lockout is coming. Regardless, though, there's less to worry about with injuries because we are coming back from the break. So things like we saw yesterday, things can pop up randomly. It's the NBA. But off the top, Giannis being doubtful to play is the big news of the day. Obviously, that affects the entire rest of the lineup. They're also going to be without Pat Connaughton. So all the starters for the Bucks get a bump up. Bobby Portis is supposedly coming back to play tonight, so that helps him out. He's put up a number of big games without Giannis over the last few seasons. Drew Holiday gets a big bump up with Giannis out. So the Bucks as a whole get a boost if Giannis is out, the rest of their starting lineups. But I think Portis and Drew are like the big winners. We have Bradley Beal listed as questionable. Not a lot changes here for me when Porzingis and Kuzma are both healthy, because they're the main beneficiaries. I mean, we're going to see someone like Corey Kispert slide into that starting lineup for Beal if he misses. But overall, the value in betting on the Wizards in terms of these secondary players comes when one of Kuzma and Porzingis are also out in addition to Beal. So with those two both healthy, I mean, they're going to soak up just a lot of that usage. The Warriors is a situation to watch. Wiggins is out due to personal reasons last night. I'm going to assume he's probably not playing tonight, but we're not going to know until closer to the game. But so if you take him out, it is a back-to-back. So Clay has been playing back-to-backs. He was not earlier in the season, but he has been their last few. But given it's the Warriors, I mean, I don't know. Things could pop up. They could just decide not to play Clay. They could decide not to play Draymond. Obviously, they're already without Curry, so they're going to be most likely down Wiggins in addition to Curry tonight. So Clay could pop up, Draymond. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Poole is still the biggest winner there. I think Kuminga could play a few extra minutes tonight on the back-to-back. So those are the guys I'd be focused on. And then lastly, just a small one, Mitch Robinson for the Knicks. He's been out. If he comes back, I mean, I think that hurts Randall a little bit ceiling-wise. And then obviously it takes like Jericho Sims and Hartenstein, not really guys that we were betting on anyways, but takes them out of the conversation completely. Favorite bets for tonight? Yeah, I have two bets to give out tonight. So that was the injury stuff. Housekeeping. betkarma.com. I'm going to pull up some of the tools here. The predictor, we're going to have projections for prize picks. If you guys bet on prize picks, Monkey Knife Fight, Underdog, Fantasy, there's really no reason not to sign up. It's pretty inexpensive when you factor in exactly what you're paying for. If you bet regularly on prize picks, I think it's worthwhile to pick up this membership. So I'm going to pull that up. And by buying a subscription, you not only get access to the predictors and the projections, you also get access to the premium Discord and my picks every night, Spike's picks, the rest of our staff picks. You can ask us like questions in the premium Discord and stuff, like whatever you guys want. So it is worthwhile. I'm going to pull it up. We'll go through some of people in Discord's picks, and then I'll give out my 2 plays for tonight. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up the Discord here. All right, so first and foremost, I am Ned in Discord, longtime Discord member. He asked me about Randall points plus rebounds. I think you originally said PRAs, but you changed it to points plus rebounds. So overall, I think that obviously our numbers, I can pull it up on here, but our numbers are leaning under on Randall tonight. I know it's a really, really good matchup, but I'm going to lean under as well. So you can see it's actually it's like a 7% difference. Lines at 36.5. We've met 34. Especially if Mitch Robinson is back, I think I'm leaning more under on Randall just because the numbers are so high. I mean, his rebounds can be affected. I haven't dug into the data a ton, but you have to factor in that Josh Hart is there now, and he's a very good rebounder. So I do think that can hurt his rebounds. And then if you also get Mitch Robinson back, like that's another guy that can grab rebounds. So I think overall, despite the matchup being really strong, I agree with the numbers here, and I would lean under like PRAs or points plus rebounds on Randall. I'm not betting it, but if you're making a choice, I would lean under. I would agree with the numbers, and I would lean under on that. Stephanie had asked about Vooch rebounds and Brook Lopez rebounds. So the Brolo one, I will say, on paper looks good for the over, but it's a tough matchup against Miami, and then you have to factor in Portis is coming back as well, who can take rebounds. So even though the number at 6.5 I like, but I wouldn't personally be betting that. Vooch, I'll pull it up. We have him for the most rebounds on the slate by a good amount. Tough to bet these super high numbers. His line's at 12.5, but even with that line being 12.5, we still like the over. I mean, if you look at Gobert's at 14.5, clearly like him under. Ayton's at 11.5, we like him under. Clint Capella at 11, we like him under. Like, it's very rare, I feel like, for us to like the over on these high numbers. So the fact that his line's at 12.5 and we still have him for 13.5 rebounds, I would be comfortable taking the over on Vooch. So Brolo, I think, is an avoid for me, Stephanie, but Vooch, I'm good with betting the over there, even at that high of a number. And then I believe, let's see, did anyone else? Bernie was asking about Dinwiddie. Yeah, so you'll notice, Bernie, one of the first things I noticed today was our stuff really. Let me pull it up. I don't know where it was at. I do think his number is a little bit high. That was one of the ones that I had noticed. That it was high. Yeah. So we have it slightly over 20.5. We have him at 21. But just overall, our stuff is pretty low on some of these Nets guys. I mean, Cam Johnson, we have him as the highest under, or just highest differential, but we like him under points. We like the under on Bridges. So I don't know. Our stuff is really, really low on the Nets today. So Dinwiddie, we did like the over, but it was right on. So if you feel convicted and you like the under, I think it's fine. Anthony Edwards points plus rebounds, Bernie brought up. Let's pull that up here. So one of my bets today is actually the Timberwolves. It's not Anthony Edwards, but yeah, you can see we like him over. It looks like Taurean Prince. Not that really affects Anthony Edwards, but I think Taurean Prince is going to miss tonight, so that does spread some usage out to the rest of the wing players. Anthony Edwards, I think, is going to have a pretty big like not really second half because we're over the halfway point, but coming out of this All-Star break down the stretch of the season, I think Anthony Edwards is going to have a pretty big finish to this season. So I'm fine taking the over on Edwards. I have another play from the Timberwolves, which I'll give out, but I'm bullish on Edwards to end the season. Travis and I have him in on our big season-long league, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. Also, if you guys are in here, one of our new analysts here at BetKarma, Johnny V, he just did a stream prior to this one. It's up for replay. He's very, very good at college baseball, very knowledgeable with college baseball, and he's doing a stream every Friday. So this WAG show goes live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Johnny's doing a stream every Friday at 1 p.m., and he's giving out bets, bringing on guests. So go check out the replays up. It's going to be on iTunes as well after this, but highly encourage you guys going to check out that stream. And like I said, you can watch the replay anytime it is up on the YouTube channel. Yeah, so I'm going to give out my picks. Someone else asked about Dinwiddie too. I have no lean one way or the other on Dinwiddie. To whoever asked that in chat, I have no lean. Our projections have him right on his number. I don't know. I guess maybe more reason to take him over is because our stuff is so much lower on the other nets. But I don't know. But yeah, Bernie, to circle up though, Anthony Edwards I think is fine. All right, so my first play for today, we do not have we have him right on this number. I'm going to pull it up, but again, I don't like betting these high numbers. We have them slightly over. I don't like betting these high numbers, but I like Chris Paul over 9.5 assists tonight. That is my favorite play over the last 5 games. Chris Paul's averaging 19 potential assists per game, and that's 4 of those games are coming with Devin Booker healthy and playing. So 19 potential assists per game. I didn't pull it up. Let me pull it up. I guarantee you that has to be towards the top of the league over that stretch. Let's pull it up. Yeah, it's number 3 behind Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton. So over the last 5 games, 3rd highest potential assists per game in the entire NBA, highest on the Suns by a wide margin. Next highest is Booker at 8, and then you drop all the way down to Josh Okogie at 4.5. So other than Devin Booker, no one else is even touching 5 potential assists. Obviously, we know Chris Paul's going to do it. He's gone over this in 3 of his last 4, the miss being a 9-assist game. So I think even at this high of a number, at home, the Suns have been playing better. Chris Paul over 9.5 assists is my favorite play today. And then the second one, let me pull it up. Again, this goes along with Torian Prince missing for the Timberwolves. I already like the spot for Kyle Anderson. I think Prince is going to miss, so that boosts it even more. But it's Kyle Anderson over 16.5 points plus rebounds. He's topped this in 2 of his last 3. He's actually been rebounding really well. If you look at his last 3 games, 6, 4, and 5. Yeah, I think the numbers agree with this. We have him at almost 18. I'm fine with pretty much however you want to bet Kyle Anderson tonight. I like the points plus rebounds number, but if you take a look at points plus assists, I think we would be fine with the over as well. Yeah, the line's at 15.5. We have him at 16. I actually think the books, that line's 14.5. Let me check. It's a fantastic matchup against Charlotte. I mean, pretty much one of the best matchups he could have, which even further boosts it. No, it is 15.5. I think this line, I think the points plus assist was at 14.5 an hour ago, but it moved up. But yeah, I think that even PRAs, I think you could probably take. Yeah, we like him over 21.5 PRAs as well. The only reason that I'm hesitant on the assist is just because they do have Mike Conley now, and I want to see how that shakes out a little bit more. I pulled up the last 3 games for the Timberwolves, and Anderson was only around 6 or 7 potential assists per game. So I just don't feel very confident in that. But he does get on the boards, and I think that he can get 12, 13, 14, 15 points tonight, especially against Charlotte. Really good matchup. So those are my 2 plays today. Chris Paul over 9.5 assists. Kyle Anderson over 16.5 points plus rebounds. Those are my main 2 plays today. I might give out some more picks in Discord. So if you guys want to join the Discord, dfskarma.com/Discord for access. You can get in the free channels. You won't be able to see the premium stuff unless you sign up, but you can get in the free channels and still ask us questions. No streams over the weekend, but we'll be back all next week, Monday through Friday. Next week, we're going to be doing, I think, obviously we'll have NBA being full swing, but we're really going to start ramping up college basketball stuff with March Madness coming up. And we did pretty well over the course of the All-Star break betting college basketball. And I'm starting to get more dialed in on my research. I think there's a really good golf tournament next week as well, better than this week's. So we have a lot going on next week. We will be breaking that down. If you have any further questions, like I said, get in the Discord. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with your bets tonight, and we'll see you guys next week.